So you want to get into long range shooting. Good for you. It can be expensive. It really can, but it's getting very, very popular. As I look on on the internet and I look at courses that are being run, when I'm looking for ranges to run classes, I see more and more places that are running the long range shooting. So a little bit of advice when you're buying equipment. Right now, if you're going to come to one of my classes, I will rent you the gun, the optic, everything you need. All you got to do is bring ammo and a notebook for like $50, right? It's a good way to start. You can ship your ammo if you're flying in. You can ship your ammo to the range. We got one coming up in 5-6 April in Pig River Precision in Virginia, great range. You can ship your ammo there. Just give them a call first, let them know it's coming. They're really cool guys. They'll help you out. So I have 3 of these Remington 700s that I'm in the process of setting up as student guns. Now, I have rented my own guns in the past, and but just to save wear and tear on them, I'm going to start renting these. Now, they need a little bit of work. They're not there yet, but the Remington 700, this M24 basically, is what I went through sniper school with. It's actually a really accurate rifle with a good optic on it. Now, when you're choosing an optic, just for general knowledge, if you're getting into, if you get a gun like this and it does not have an adjustable cheek piece that will bring your head position up and down, and you got to be careful that you don't get scope mounts that are really high, because now my eye needs to be this high, which means I got to build that cheek piece all the way up here, which kind of builds instability, right? We don't want that, so you need to get lower scope mounts for your optic. Now, if it's too low, this objective lens is going to touch your barrel, which is going to cause all kinds of problems. So just be careful when you're doing that. Get the right scope mount. So you have to build a minimal amount of padding here to get your cheek piece into position. There's no length to pull on this either, but we can adjust the scope back and forth and pretty much get it right. Bipod. This is an old bipod that I had. I've had it for a long time, but it's kind of high. Now the modern bipods, the MDT crack, and some, you can spread the legs out wide and get it perfect. But I had this on another gun the other day and I was shooting it, and it made me get up on my elbows, kind of uncomfortable, right? So a smaller bipod, you can always make it larger, but these bigger bipods, that's the minimum right there. These bigger bipods, you can't make them smaller, right? Which can cause problems. So if you're looking for a bolt gun, LaRue Tactical, I have like 3 LaRues. I think they make a bolt gun now, Siete, I think it's called. I probably butchered that name, but it's like $2,000, which is a really, really good price for a solid 308. This is my old Predator. I've had this thing for like 10 years, and I've been renting this out to students for a while, and they've been running rounds through this thing, and it's a workhorse. But it shoots tight sub-minute angle groups still, shoots very, very well. I put an adjustable cheek piece on it, which is very, very critical. I think this is an EOTech, is it? Yeah, EOTech Voodoo scope. But students have loved this, but I'm a little selfish. I don't want students shooting it anymore because I want to keep it for myself. But this is like $4,000. This is a more expensive gun, but it has a switch barrel on it. I can take that barrel out. I can put a 6.5 Creedmoor or 260 Remington barrel on it, and it gives me options for multiple types of ammo. Okay. We've got our gun, we've got our bipod, and we've got our optic. We're pretty much ready. A sand sock, the cheapest sand sock you can get is a sock that you fill full of sand, and that's what we used to do. But there's a lot of really good sand socks out there. Armageddon Gear, Tom Fuller, awesome dude. Tom sells some great sand socks. But again, if you come to my class, you can try a few different ones and see which one you like, and then you can make a more informed decision on what to buy. Ear Pro, these are over the top. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass when you're trying to get on the gun, and the in the ear ones are a little better. This is the Garmin Chrono. You don't need this yet. Kestrel, phenomenal piece of gear. You can get away with an app on your phone for a little while, but as you gain in knowledge, you will outgrow that app pretty quick. The Kestrel does so much more for you than an app on your phone, and I would highly recommend it. If you're a student coming to my class, I have a couple of Kestrels left. I'll sell them to you at a massive discount. So just bear that in mind. Rangefinder, I have a couple of different ones. This is the SIG 10K. Depend if you're you know, a member of a range that has marked ranges. You don't need it yet. You can get cheaper rangefinders, but again, initially, I wouldn't go jumping into a rangefinder. Spot and scope, unless you got somebody who can spot for you and spot properly and retrace and give you corrections that's knowledgeable, you don't really need to be buying a spot and scope yet. Okay, that's a little bit putting the cart before the horse. Tripod, this is a really expensive tripod. The really right stuff, but it's phenomenal. It is the best tripod I've ever used personally. I love this thing, and but again, expensive piece of kit. So don't be buying everything up. You know, don't be that guy who buys the best of everything and never uses it. Invest in training, and then build your capability step by step as you go. I've seen people, and I see them all the time. They have the best of equipment, but they don't really know what they're doing. They can't make a wind call. Okay, they have lot numbers. They have different lot numbers of all your ammo. If you come to my classes, try to get the same lot number for all the ammo. Right? Just ask the guy who's selling it. The guns I rent are all 308s, and they run 175 grain Sierra Match King ammo really, really well. So that's what you want to buy. This scope that I was messing around with, this is a Vortex Strike Eagle, and I had it on another gun, and I was shooting it, and it shoots really, really well. This thing is about $1,000, which is cheap for such a good optic, and you can get discounts on the internet if you look around, especially if you're a veteran or law enforcement. I paid about $700 for this. The mount can be expensive again, but you don't need to go crazy. And the thing I like about Vortex is they have a phenomenal return policy. Anything happens to this, they will switch it out, no questions asked. So again, you can get a gun. If you want to get a LaRue Siete, that's $2,000, right? This is $1,000. A good bipod, a couple $100 at least. Ammo, 308 ammo is not too bad, but it can get expensive when you're shooting a lot. But that'll get you up and running. And then, oh, you need a bubble level. Again, Vortex sells bubble level. Accuracy First sells them. A little bubble level to keep you from canting the rifle. Get a basic capability and then build on that. Hope to see you in my next class, guys. Come, invest in education. You don't know what you don't know, and it'll steer you straight. And again, if you want to rent stuff from me for $50, that can be done. See you at the next class. Thanks.